lovely to see you all. I don't know if some of you have been to my other panels. Have I seen some of you before? Yeah, some of you. There you go, cool. I'm on lightsaber. Guys, let's practice, let's warm up. I do this at every panel. So to get Christina onto stage, let's do little baby claps first. Just the tiny little baby hands are too soft for claps. And then medium claps. Okay, now slap your hands together.
Short ones.
Yeah, I prefer a couch.
Yes, couches are good.
I prefer a couch. Have you had a lovely time in Dallas?
Yes, I have. Thank you, everybody, for being so wonderful and welcoming and kind.
And you started so young in the industry. It must feel, I don't know if it feels strange to you when people are still connecting with roles when you were a kid. Does that feel strange that you have to talk about that again and again? Not in a bad way, but I guess it's like looking back at an old photograph, in a way.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, there's two, my answer is twofold. I am somebody who loves movies and television, so in my life I had movies when I was young that I watched over and over that made me feel safe or fed some sort of need I had or helped me to escape. So I get having that connection to something, and so it doesn't seem odd to me from that point of view. And then also, I've been doing this for such a long time that it just feels normal to me.
I suppose, yeah, it is. And time flies. It absolutely flies. I wanted to ask you about what gave you comfort then when you were younger. Was there an actor or a movie or TV show that you found comfort in the same way that people find comfort in your work?
Yeah, I would watch the Richard Pryor. I was obsessed with Richard Pryor. I loved The Toy, which is a very inappropriate movie, but actually really a nice commentary on racism. I was obsessed with that movie, and also Hear No Evil, See No Evil. Any of the Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor movies, I was like 7 and just like obsessed with them. They were on HBO all the time. So yeah, I loved those movies, and then my sister always jokes about having to watch Clue about 400 times, and The Three Amigos. One of my faves.
I'm glad you said that. The Three Amigos was one of my favorite movies growing up.
I mean, I watched it over and over and over and over again.
Same. Oh my god! And I watched it recently again last month, just out of nostalgia. And it still holds up.
Oh, does it? I might make my son watch it.
Please, please. Yeah. Oh my god, I love that feeling when you were young where you'd watch a movie over and over again. I don't know what it is about being young and completely obsessed.
Well, my pediatrician said, actually, when I was asking him if it was okay to let my son watch the same things over and over again, that it's actually quite soothing for children. They need repetition and consistency. And so the exercise of watching a movie over again, it's like, you can predict what's going to happen, and it makes kids feel safe to know exactly what's going to happen.
Okay, there you go.
There's, apparently the psychology behind it, guys. In case you're wondering.
That must be why nostalgia is such a big draw.
I think so, yeah.
For us as adults. For me, it was Encino Man.
Encino Man. I think I only ever saw that one time.
Oh my god, I loved it so much. It wasn't out to buy yet at this point, but I loved it so much that my dad convinced the guy at Blockbuster to let him just buy it.
Oh, that's nice.
And I took it home, and I'm still obsessed with that film now. Now as an actor though, what really turns you on in terms of films and TV now? Because I find it harder to get really into something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's interesting now how you can complete a whole television show in like a couple of sittings. That's kind of incredible, and so I feel like that keeps, I don't know, something about that I feel like keeps the connection from being as intense as it was when, you had to, it was spread out over months or whatever. Anyway, I actually went back and started watching The Killing again, which is a really fun show. I mean, I guess it's not fun. I'm enjoying it. What else? I like things like Top Chef and British Bake Off. Yeah.
I love the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah,
I
it's
miss
really
it.
fun.
I love it. I can't watch that because I have a big sugar obsession and it will make me eat cake. So I cannot watch that show. But in terms, I've always wanted to know, as an actor, when you're watching something, a great movie, a great TV show, can you just watch it as a fan, or do you watch it and dissect performances and get inspired?
I only notice when something's bad. Really. I mean, or you know, something will be inspirational. Sometimes you watch it and you're like, oh wow, that was amazing.
Yes.
But in terms of like technically noticing stuff, it's only when something is poorly done.
Sometimes bad is all right.
Yeah, if it's intentionally bad, or I'm not a big fan of watching like bad movies because they're so bad, because something about it feels mean to me, like you're laughing at how bad someone is.
Yeah.
But I'm like a party pooper, so just ignore me.
No, I used to think like that. Then an ex of mine was like, no, I only like bad horror, and it was like really schlocky.
Right, like that kind of thing makes sense to me.
Yeah, but no, not like bad performance.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant like, I don't know, I went once with a group of people to go watch to go intentionally watch a movie that everyone had heard was really bad. And halfway through watching it, I just felt bad. I felt guilty. You know, because clearly the actors weren't trying to be in a bad movie.
But also, time is precious. And you're not going to get those 2 hours back. So
True.
You might as well just save it. I wanted to ask, it's a bit of a pivot, but do you have a tarot deck?
I do, yeah. My husband and I created, with this amazing artist, Felipe Flores, tarot deck. It's Cat Full of Spiders tarot deck and guidebook.
Yeah, are you really into tarot then? Were you always into that?
I've always kind of liked things like tarot and astrology, and I think I was inspired to make the tarot deck because my view of tarot started evolving, and I like the idea that maybe the magic isn't in the cards, but actually in your own brain. And this idea that, you know, you can believe in it in a sort of mystical way, but you can also believe in it in terms of, you know, when you get a tarot card reading, you ask a question and you cut the deck and the deck is shuffled, and then the cards that come up represent themes, other points of view. With my cards, they all have backstories. So they're all characters that have a couple sentences that give you a sense of their journey. And so when the cards come out and then the themes are brought up and the questions are posed, it's sort of like looking at your problem or your question from another point of view.
Yes.
And, you know, using those prompts and your own self-knowledge and your entire life history. I think that you kind of use your own brain to figure out what is coming. Sort of the predictions come from yourself, not from the cards. And I just really think that we discount how powerful our own minds are quite a bit. So that was sort of my inspiration for creating that deck.
I completely agree with you. I think when I've been reading tarot for years, and I do a tarot reading in the morning and in the evening, and I find it really meditative.
Yeah.
And it centers you. Some people do yoga, some people go for a walk. But when I say that, people go, oh God, tarot, oh. But you're right, it's almost like solving a puzzle through the symbolism.
Yeah, it's like an exercise.
Yeah. I find it really helpful. Do you read every day, or do you?
I don't, no. I don't do anything every day.
That's fair. You're also a mother.
That's right. That's the thing. The alarm goes off, and it's just getting ready for school, and the chaos begins at 7. So yeah, no, I don't do any of those kinds of self-care things. Which someday they'll be.
You have a good excuse. I only have an orange son, who's my cat.
Aw, that's nice.
So, I can do tarot, and he can just stare at me, and I can ignore
Yeah.
that. So it's okay. But would you consider yourself a spiritual person, I guess? Because when you say astrology and tarot, people go spiritual. do you see it like that, or do you see it more as you said, your mind and looking at your...
I mean, I have my own sort of personal beliefs and ways that I go through the world, for sure.
Yeah, I think, it doesn't have to be foo-foo and weird. It's just the way that you, it's like a puzzle that you're solving every day. I've got some fun questions, and then we're going to hand it over to the fan.
Okay.
So just random, really, really random questions. Do you believe in ghosts?
I'm not sure.
Same.
I'm open.
Have you ever seen something weird or experienced something weird?
I mean, I see a lot of weird things. I don't know. I just really don't know. I'm open to it. If something weird happens in a hotel, I'll generally like talk to the room as though there might be a ghost, just in case. But I don't know.
Okay. Is there a role that you've played that people barely bring up, but that you secretly love?
No.
I like it. Efficient. Okay. Do you have a weird skill or something you're good at that no one would expect?
I don't know if people wouldn't expect this, but I'm like a really amazing driver. Like precision.
Oh, so you're efficient.
Really incredible driver. I grew up, I learned to drive in LA, but then I drove in New York City for like 4 years. And damn, that'll make you a good driver.
Yeah.
But it's actually a problem because now I have trouble being in cars where other people are driving them.
See, I'm a control freak. So
I mean, it drives me crazy how other people drive. So I have to like drive myself to the airport and everything.
if I could, I would totally drive myself everywhere. I don't like being in an Uber.
No.
I'm like doing that with my foot, like a ghost pedal.
Oh my god. I'm always like, close the gap. Close the gap.
Yes.
Why are we 5 car lengths behind this other car? Yeah.
I drove in London, so I think New York and London.
It's a similar kind of vibe, yeah.
Because I lived there for so long, but now I'm driving in LA. Oh my god, it's like...
People can't drive.
You know how.
No, there's a signal. Why don't you signal? I don't understand.
Yeah, casual.
You know.
You know.
It's weird to me. Anyway, those are my random questions. Can we have a round of applause for the first part of the panel? We get to the fans. Let's get some fan questions. We will try and get to them all. There is a mic here. There's also a little mic.